this man really doesn't remember that he emptied a whole liter of urine onto my $30 Fashion Nova dress. He doesn't remember. So, I've been wanting to record these videos for a long time. I hope y'all know. I am going to share with you my horror dating stories. I've had the worst dating luck. I was in a relationship for 7 years and then was single and just had the worst luck dating, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, today I decided I'm going to film and tell you these stories. I get 3 zits, so ignore the things going on in my face right now. And this is my first time recording a video, and I'm recording it on my Mac because I bought a camera and I was going to record with it, but the minute I turned it on, I realized it wasn't charged. So, MacBook it is. If I'm not looking at the webcam, it's weird because I'm looking at myself, and I'm going to try and get better at it. But let's just hop right into it. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So, I'm chewing gum because chewing gum calms my nerves and it'll help me just be more easy in the story, so don't mind my, chewing. But, so I started dating around, I gave myself a couple months of not dating after I got out of a relationship. So, when I got back into the dating pool, the first thing you want to do is find people that you're familiar with. You don't want to get on Tinder. I did eventually get to Tinder, and I will tell you all those horror stories later, but originally it just was me getting, talking to people that I know through other people or talking to people that I knew through college, things like that. So this story actually is somebody that I knew in college that reached out to me, slid into my DMs, and wanted to see what I was talking about. So me being cool, chill, yeah, we can kick it type person, he actually invited me to his house or his apartment. We want niggas with houses, but that doesn't happen. But so I go over to his apartment. It was a nice little place, definitely a man cave, definitely no decorations. I'm not the one to be a little floozy the first time I hang out with somebody, so we just watched a movie, chit-chatted, everything was okay. So I think we did that maybe 2 or 3 times where we just kind of kicked it at his crib, watched TV. I'm definitely not the type to, I do like going on dates, but I'm very comfortable just chilling, watching a movie. That's my kind of getting to know somebody. I prefer an intimate setting. I actually was in another city. I believe I was maybe in Atlanta or something like that for some bowl game or something that I went to with my parents. And he had texted me and was like, hey, I'm going to be at Rose Gold, which if you're from Houston, that's a club, bar lounge type place. So I was like, okay, whenever I land, because I think my flight got in at 11. And my plan was to just stop by my house real quick and then go meet him at the club. Because, 11, you get in at 11. You could get there by 12:30. Club ain't popping until 1, 2 anyway. So I was like, I'm straight. So get there. We're drinking. And what is one thing I learned? I'm not going to try and give dating tips because I don't think I'm in a place to give anybody any dating tips. But if you're going to consume alcohol for the first time with somebody, just pay attention to them. Pay attention to their drinking habits. Because how much somebody drinks around you the first time they're getting to know you says a lot about them. If you're getting to know somebody, I would say, take it chill on the drinks, 1 or 2, get maybe a little buzz so that you're open and willing to talk. But don't get sloppy. Because if you're getting sloppy with me, you're trying to get to know me, I'm going to assume you're an alcoholic. It's just, that's what it is. So he's drinking, and we're seeing a bunch of people from college. This is my first time, going out and really seeing people from college. I moved back to Houston, just turning up all together. So it was good kind of reunion type of thing. So he's getting sloppy. And keep in mind, we're going to call this man, he's huge. I'm talking about 6'5", 6'6", probably, huge linebacker built guy. And he's throwing him back. And I'm like, maybe it's nothing because he's big. Maybe he's got a high tolerance. He's got a lot of body for the alcohol to absorb into. So I'm thinking really nothing of it. But then he starts to get a little sloppy. And I'm just like, okay, I'm getting a little nervous. But I'm like, okay, he's out with his friends. He's out with his people. I'm just going to let him have it. And then eventually everybody was like, okay, we're going to go to another spot. And then he was just like, hey, Sid. He seemed like he was sober when he was speaking to me. But what is seeming like you're sober? I've seemed like I'm sober when I'm not. So he said, I'm getting tired of being here. Let's just go back to the crib, watch a movie, chill for the night. And I had a couple of drinks, so I agreed to go back and just chill and just sleep there because I was like, okay, it's going to be better for me to just drive 5 minutes back to your crib than for me to drive 35 minutes home. So I was like, okay, I'll go to your crib. So, Mom, forgive me for this. So I'm sleeping in this man's bed. Nothing's going on. Like I said, I'm not a little floozy. I'm not a little, whatever you want to call him. Well, my mom calls him, not a little fast girl. So, I'm knocked out in sleep. He passes out very quickly because he's intoxicated, whatever. And it's probably gets to, this is where it gets bad. So it gets to about 1, I want to say 1 or 2 in the morning, and I'm sleeping, right? And all of a sudden I hear just like a steady stream of water. And I was like, is there a leak in the apartment? Like, what? Like, I'm trying to come to. I'm tipsy. I'm still groggy. I'm not in my apartment, so I don't really know what's happening. So rewind a little bit. I had brought, because I had come from the airport and I went straight there, I had clothes in the car. So I had changed into a t-shirt and shorts that I had already in the car. So my clothes were sitting on this chair in the corner of his room. So now you can see where this is going. My clothes are sitting in the corner of his room. So I hear the steady stream of water or whatever I just said, the steady stream of something. And I get up just out of like, okay, what's going on? And I look and I just see him peeing onto my clothes. And I'm like, what are we going to call this man? I'm like, I'm going to call him Jay. I was like, Jay, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm sorry, my dog just got excited by me yelling. You're fine. You're fine. And he's like, shh, like literally shushing me, like putting his hand up like I'm a kid. I'm like, bro, do you not realize that you're peeing on my clothes? And I'm getting pissed because I'm like, okay, these are nice clothes. They're clothes that I went to go out. Even if they weren't, like, you're pissing on my clothes. Like, bro, what are you doing? So I'm just getting mad. I'm like, stop, what are you doing? Like, trying to stop him. And then I get up and, well, once he finishes, honestly, he's so drunk at this time. And, like, I kind of get nervous when people are out of their mind drunk. So I'm like, what if I would have got up and he would have pushed me or something weird? Like, I don't really know this man like that. I shouldn't be staying in his crib anyway. So, sorry, just burped. He proceeds to just get back in the bed and fall back asleep. So, what I do is I get up, I get my clothes, I put them in the washer. I wash my clothes and, like, I'm furious at this point. Like, this idiot, like, what? You should not be getting that drunk out of your mind where you're peeing on somebody's clothes. Like, we're too grown for that. We got to keep it cute. So I wash my clothes, and I literally sit in front of the washer. Like, that's how mad I am. Sitting in front of the washer for, like, how long a wash cycle is? 45 minutes. Sitting there waiting for my clothes to wash. Finish washing. Put them in the dryer. Sit in front of the dryer for another 30, 45 minutes waiting for my clothes to dry. And as soon as my clothes dry, I take my shit, and I'm out. I don't say bye. I don't say nothing. I don't ask him to lock the door. I'm out. So I leave. I really don't say anything to him. I don't contact him. I don't say anything. And if you're watching this, I don't hate you. You're not a bad person. That was just a lot for me. So what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. I didn't say anything to him. And he had texted me. He was just kind of like, you know, what happened? What's wrong? Like, why aren't you talking to me? Like, what went wrong? Whatever. And I'm like, this man really doesn't remember what happened. This man really doesn't remember that he emptied a whole liter of urine onto my $30 Fashion Nova dress. He doesn't remember. So I was just like, okay. I let him know. I was like, you don't remember what happened? He was like, no, what happened? I was like, you peed on my clothes. Like, I'm a nice person and I get secondhand embarrassment, so I don't want to embarrass people. Like, I would feel really bad if I embarrass you. But I was just like, you peed on my clothes. And he was like, I did, like, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed. He just, like, was so apologetic. And I think for a while he was a little embarrassed because he didn't talk to me for a while. But now recently, like, when I post pictures, he's tried to, like, reach out and, like, put hard eyes. But, like, next time it might be a shit on my clothes. Like, I just can't take that risk. So I got plenty more horror stories to tell you. That was not even the worst of them. At least I got my clothes washed. I mean, at least I was able to get home and not have to go home in, like, short, you know, my little skimpy ass shorts and t-shirt. But that is story number 1, horror story number 1. I probably have at least 10 or 15. And then I think if you guys like this and I enjoy filming these videos, I'm going to switch to telling roommate horror stories because I got a couple of those too.